For years now, we've been doing total four-wheel alignment on the vehicles out on our roadways. And the last step in that process was to adjust the front toe on the vehicle. Then we get a printout and the job is complete. Well, many vehicles today require a new last step in the alignment process. And the reason for that is there's sophisticated electronics going on in these vehicles that requires additional attention by the manufacturers. In these vehicles, we have a steering angle sensor that detects where the steering wheel is actually positioned, and it knows the driver inputs. And this is feeding an input into the vehicle's computer systems so that it can operate whatever systems are required for that input. It might be electronic stability control, it might be electronic power steering, but for whatever reason, in some cases, the vehicles require a recalibration of this sensor following the alignment. So we've got a new last step. How is it done? Well, at Hunter, we take the CodeLink device and its hardware that interfaces with the aligner, and it also interfaces with the OBD connector of the vehicle. Together with sophisticated software in the alignment system, it tells the technician what vehicles need to have this performed on, and more importantly, how to do it quickly and easily. Let's take a look at doing it actually on this vehicle right here. Now again, what typically happens is we've finished the alignment on the vehicle. Instead of getting a printout, the aligner knows to tell the technician that there's another step in the process, and that is to use the CodeLink device to recalibrate the steering angle sensor. He simply follows the instructions on the screen. It says remove the brake pedal depressor from the vehicle, put the transmission into park in this case, turn the ignition switch on, and then connect the CodeLink device as it shows in the illustration coming up on the screen. When he does that and pushes continue, it takes him to the next step, and we can then see what the condition of the vehicle is at that point. Now notice in this case we've got on the upper left side there's a red bar graph. That means that the vehicle is not steered exactly straight ahead, and on the upper right side we have the steering angle sensor input. The instructions are to steer the vehicle straight ahead, so as the technician steers it to get it precisely where it needs to be, to get the car going straight down the road and get a green bar graph on the left, we then will be able to see on the right-hand side a number, which is the input from the steering angle sensor. It's not 0, and that's what CodeLink is going to take care of now. As we press continue, it is going through the process of reflashing and recalibrating that sensor, and we now notice that the bar graph is still green, vehicle is steered straight, and the number in the upper right-hand corner, which is the steering angle sensor input, is 0. That's taken care of. Now, in this case, it says the calibration was successful, but for some vehicles like this one, it requires another step to reactivate the sensor. It tells him to steer the wheels to the left all the way, and then steer the wheels to the right all the way, and at a far right-hand turn, it's going to reactivate the steering angle sensor. It then tells the technician to simply steer the vehicle back straight ahead. Again, we're going to go for a straight ahead bar graph on the left, which is green, and with it steered straight ahead, we look at the number in the upper right corner with the live reading, and the sensor is 0. It then verifies that there are no faults in the system. It tells us to turn the ignition off, disconnect the CodeLink device. When he goes back to the console now, it will then take us to the printout preview that shows not only the alignment being completed, but it shows us that the CodeLink process has been done to recalibrate the steering angle sensor. So when we get that, we have something that would be like this. We have the vehicle the way it came in, the before measurements, showing that it has an out of alignment condition, which is what we were correcting. It also shows that when we finished the alignment and got all of the angles where they need to be, that's all done, but in addition, it knows that this car needed a CodeLink process to recalibrate the steering angle sensor, and it says, Hunter CodeLink communication with vehicle's onboard computer successful. That means that you have documentation that it was done correct, and it was done according to the manufacturer's recommendations, and it was done when they said to do it, following the alignment on certain vehicles. How was it done? With CodeLink, taking the least amount of steps possible to get the software and the hardware, both of the aligner and the vehicle, to marry up and do the process easily for the technician. But what if you didn't have that? Well, that would be a dilemma that has to be faced. That means that you have to get a scan tool or some kind of electronic device, an OEM proprietary device, connect it to the vehicle, follow the instructions similar to what we did, but they have to go through the steps. They have to have the right update in the scan tool as well. CodeLink is automatically updated every time the specifications for the aligner are updated. All of the process is simple, straightforward, and it's in the alignment bay because that's where it has to be done in order to ensure that the vehicle is straight ahead when the steering angle sensor is calibrated back to 0. CodeLink is fast, efficient, and it's the best way to get the job done.